Good morning, everyone. For me, we are embarking on day 5. And today it's all about eliminating the energy drain. So let's jump in. So the purpose and the benefits. We'll identify common energy drainers and their impact on your vitality and motivation. We're going to set your intention as well, so take proactive steps to minimize or eliminate energy drains and create supportive environment. Now, the fun thing with energy drainers, if you can say it like that, is when you actually know what they are, it's easy to change it. It's all about knowing what is holding you back, and when you know, this is the key. This is always the key. When you know what is going on and why things happen, then you can take action to change. All right, we're back to that sleeper, right? That topic about sleep. So lack of sleep is a huge energy drainer, and I can already tell you, like, I had 2 nights in a row where I didn't sleep that well. And I was telling my partner yesterday, I'm like, you know what? I really can feel it. I am completely exhausted. I need to go to bed early. And we did. We went to bed early because we do things together. And it was, it was good. So explore how inadequate sleep affects your energy levels and overall well-being. Identify factors that can contribute to poor sleep quality and understand the importance of prioritizing rest. And you're like, why does she keep talking about sleep? Because it's one of the key things that we do in life that it's beyond our control. We need to sleep. It's part of us, who we are as human beings. To sleep and rest is part of our nature. But knowing that if you have poor sleep quality or lack of sleep, that can actually affect your mood, it can affect your vitality, it can affect your energy and motivation. And knowing that, this is where you can start to change things. So another thing is negative relationships. Oh my gosh, this for me was a huge awakening to how big of an impact I allowed other people to have over my life. So recognize how toxic or draining relationships can deplete your energy. Reflect on specific individuals or situations that drain your vitality and explore strategies for setting boundaries. When you start to set boundaries for the people around you that you know are draining your energy, things happen. It's kind of crazy. I have this very special relationship with my mom. She is, if I allow her, she will drain my energy. And God knows I love her to bits, but I need to set boundaries for my mom. And when I do, we actually have a healthy relationship. So don't see it as, oh my gosh, I need to be the villain here and setting boundaries for people. No, sometimes it can actually change the relationship that you have. But let's be also completely honest, people come and go in your life. Like, I've seen through life how I would say each 7 years, the cycle of each 7 years, there's always a new friend coming into life, my life, and then after 7 years that relationship either continues and strengthens or it ends. And that's because 7-year cycles are usually how long it takes for you to complete a full-on change. And I don't want you to get discouraged by this. So you're thinking, oh my gosh, 7 years is a long time. Remember that change takes time. Some things we can change immediately, but other things actually take time. And then clutter and disorganization. All right. Understand the impact of physical clutter and disorganization on your mental and emotional energy. Identify areas in your life where clutter exists and explore practical steps for decluttering and creating order. Okay, I wish that you could see me right now. I have this huge grin on my face because this is a pattern of mine, actually. Whenever the apartment is disorganized and there's physical clutter, I mean like clothes, papers, books, you know, whenever it looks like someone actually lives in a home, I get so mentally and emotionally drained. My brain cannot process the clutter and it affects me so much. Now I'm lucky enough to have a partner that identifies this pattern in me. Whenever he sees that, oh my God, now Monica is starting to freak out for the littlest things. She doesn't have the patience for the littlest things. He takes a look around him and he sees that, you know, we haven't actually folded the laundry in 7 days and there's laundry everywhere. And that's a big help when you have someone that can help you and offload you and declutter the space that you live in. It's a huge help. But if you are living alone, then you need to prioritize your mental and emotional energy. See if that's something that works for you. I mean, I understand that creative people have a lot of clutter around them. It's the way that people work. But that can also be the source of why you constantly feel tired and mentally and emotionally drained. So think about that. And if you have kids, because you're going to tell me now, but Monica, I have kids. How about you try and implement some type of cleaning up after yourself strategy? Now I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to come back to my mom, and she actually had a strategy for this. We had our own space in the house that was our own to do whatever that we wanted with, and we learned to respect our own space. So we learned in very early age to take care of our own space and not to bring our own space into others' space. Meaning, for example, that in our house, when I was growing up, there were not toys everywhere. Of course I took out toys, and of course I was playing with toys everywhere, but I always took these toys back. So you can say what you want about that strategy, but it resulted in that the rest of the house was not decluttered with toys. And it's going to be up to you to see if that's something that you want to incorporate in your life. This is just an example. I'm not saying that this is the truth that's going to change your life. I'm just saying that by teaching your children to respect their own space and have an understanding for their own space and being in charge of their own space, you're actually empowering them. You're empowering them, and also at an early age, understanding that their space is their space and your space is your space. So moving on. All right, overcommitment and overworking. Yeah, this is a huge emotional and mental drainer for a lot of people. Reflect on the consequences of overcommitting and overworking on your energy levels. Explore strategies for setting priorities, managing your time effectively, and creating balance in your life. I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to be very Polish with you right now. And if you know Polish people, we are kind of, we will tell it to your face what we think. And I'm going to tell you this. No one will thank you on the day when you are completely mentally, physically, and emotionally drained, and you need to take an absence of leave because you can't even get out of your bed to clean your own teeth. Yep, this happens to most people in their lifetime. I had in my 20s, I don't blame it, but I do see the pattern of growing up in a Polish household where you have to constantly overachieve and be the best. That is the way that my parents raised us. And I saw how that impacted me in my early 20s and when I started to work. I wanted to be the best worker. I put in a lot of commitment. I brought work with me home, and I was constantly craving that praise of my colleagues, of my students, because I was a teacher, and of my boss. You know, that was the way that I saw my value as a person. And now when I think about that, it's kind of crazy that we put so much of our own worth and our own value in other people's hands. So you need to ask yourself, is it worth it? Are you on a journey to becoming some high-end stock marker in New York? Or are you actually working towards more balance in your life? And you need to ask yourself, is it worth that your work is taking over your life so much that you're losing yourself in the process? All right, so let's talk about how we can eliminate these energy drains. I've already given you some of my stories, but let's be more specific. So we've identified it. Let's talk about how we can eliminate it. So I'm gonna say it again, establish a bedtime routine. When you create a consistent bedtime routine to optimize your sleep and enhance your energy restoration, incorporate relaxation techniques or practices such as reading, journaling, or meditation before bed. And you're going to say it again, but Monica, I have kids. I understand that whenever you have small children, they run on their own little time, right? But it's all about implementing routines, even for your children. And when you implement routines for yourself, for your family, you actually create balance in your life. Like, I remember my dad, every time it was time for bedtime, it was always the same. We always took a bath. After the bath, we always had a cup of tea. And then, yeah, it's very Polish to have tea before bed. And then we were in bed reading a book, or dad, when we didn't know how to read, dad was reading stories to us. And that created that softness, that downward spiral of relaxation that you need in order to feel sleepy. So it created calmness, right? And also, what type of lights do you have in your bedroom, in your kids' bedroom? Do you go from white light directly and then turn off the lights? Or do you have dim lights? Do you have soft lights? These are also factors, right? So what are your bedtime routines, and can you change them, and can you change them for your family, for you to have a more calm evening? Because when your children are sleeping, then you have time for yourself. That's usually how it is, right? And then it's usually the moment when you want to relax and you just want to do the things that you need for yourself, but also to prepare for the day that is coming. But what are the techniques that you can implement to create more balance before bed? The next one was the negative relationships. So nurturing positive relationships is, of course, you know, the perfect way here. So cultivating healthy and supportive relationships that energize and uplift you. Invest time and effort in connecting with people who share your values and bring positivity in your life. Like, for example, after so many years of spending time with people that were energy vampires. And I started to realize that, you know what, I don't want to spend time with these people. Or if I want to spend time with them, it's going to be on the days when I truly want it. So of course, it's different, right, with your family. But even there, it's all about cultivating a healthy and supportive relationship in your family. When you cultivate and take time for your family, when you together establish what it is you want. I have a friend in Sweden, what she does monthly family gatherings, and that's, you know, her family, her partner and her kids, and they do a vision board together. Now her children are in the ages of 5 and 7, but in the end of the month they always do a vision board for the coming month, what they want to do, and they talk about what is realistic, and they have that vision board in the kitchen for every day to see and be reminded. And they take time to do family activities. So I'm just giving you a few ideas here, and if anything resonates with you, take it. If it doesn't, then yeah, you don't need to do that, right? And let's talk about friends. So whenever you choose to go out with friends, try to track your energy levels when you are out. Do you feel drained when you come back? Or do you actually feel energized? Now I can count on my one hand, 2 of my friends in my life that I always feel energized with. Everyone else is having not a negative impact on me, but I need to recover the day after from spending time with them. Like I can't spend 2 days in a row with that person. And that has all to do with, you know, relationship dynamics, but it's also how some people are. And by you identify what works for you and what doesn't work for you, that is the key. It's not about putting blame on other people. The key is to you identify how your energy is when you are surrounded with other people, by other people. All right. Creating an organized environment. Do you remember this decluttering, right? So decluttering your physical space and create an organized environment that promotes calmness and clarity. Develop systems and habits to maintain order and minimize distractions in your surroundings. No one likes to clean. I mean, I think I know like 1 or 2 people that enjoy the process of cleaning, but in the end the process of cleaning is something that people usually don't like. But when you've done it, you usually feel so good about it. So what can you do to make that cleaning process a more enjoyable experience? Can you involve your family members, right? Doing it once a week, or depending on how much clutter you have in your house, like a family thing. And maybe in the background you can have some fun music, and afterward you can have some type of reward that you guys go out or you do something nice together, whatever it is. Me, for example, I love to clean to my favorite 80s hits. You know, I'm a huge 80s fan, and whenever I hear 80s music, I actually become energized. So this is what I do for myself. Other people like to listen to audiobooks, to podcasts, whatever it is for you. Create an environment for yourself that you want and enjoy. And then setting boundaries and prioritizing self-care. I think it's also something, a little bit of a taboo now. We see this so much on social media, self-care, 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 that it's almost become like everyone keeps talking about it. But you know what? Self-care is actually so important, because if you don't take care of yourself, how are you going to take care of others if you have others that you need to take care of, right? So it always starts with you. Like, I know the old Slavic way is the mothers take care of everyone else before herself. right? That was the way of my grandma. That is the way of my mom. But I'm gonna tell you a secret. When you take care of yourself first, your needs first, you actually have energy to take care of everyone else. Yes. So that little checklist of yours, good sleep, meditate. If meditation doesn't resonate with you, visualization, grounding practice, prayer, wherever that is for you to go inward, yes, to connect, that is what it's about. Exercise, maybe read a book, eat healthy, and drink more water. So learn also to say no to excessive commitments and prioritize self-care activities. You're not doing anyone a favor by becoming more drained. Establish clear boundaries with others and allocate time for activities that actually recharge and rejuvenate you. And now let's go into the journaling prompt. Do you have your journal in front of you? Reflect on the energy drainers and elimination strategies. Answer the question in your journal: what are the energy drainers in my life and how can I effectively eliminate them? So for this one, I'm actually going to give you 3 minutes because it's 2 answers in one question. So what are your energy drainers and how can you effectively eliminate them? So whatever comes to mind, this is what you need to catch, okay? So 3 minutes. All right, good job, guys, on that one. So let's get into your progression assignment. So here is your homework. Remember, we're not using the word homework. Homework usually gives you that negative vibe, and we want to get away from that. So we're using as progression assignment. So this is your progress, and this will progress you forward. So identify one energy drain in your life that you're committed to eliminating. So you already answered the questions. What are your energy drainers, right? So journal about the impact this energy drain has on your well-being and motivation. So now that you know it, you've identified it, and you've also found a way of trying to eliminate it, get more into how you actually feel when this energy is impacting your life. When you put words to how it's impacting your well-being and motivation, you will see it so clearly that this is something that you really need to eliminate in your life. It's going to be so tangible, you're going to be able to lift it off of that page. And this is the action that you need to take. Develop a specific plan to eliminate or minimize this energy drain and commit to implementing it. You've been getting a lot of small tips and tricks throughout this challenge of things that you can change, things that you can commit to. The question is, have you been committing to it? And I'm going to tell you this, don't feel guilty if you have not. It's okay. But if there's any type of impact that you want to create, a positive impact from this challenge, I would suggest to really go deep into this one and really commit to it. When you eliminate one energy drain from your life, you are taking such a big step towards creating more space for the things that you want in your life. And with that said, I wish you all an amazing day, and I will see you in the next one.